Justin Bieber is allegedly abusing prescription medication that has been prescribed to him by doctors.
Justin Bieber has just been a disaster for the past 6 months or so. I don't know how I didn't see it until now, but this is a man in his early 30s who is balding.
Justin Bieber is spiraling, and this time it's personal. Sources say his wife, Hailey, has gone completely silent on him, and the emotional distance is starting to crack his already fragile recovery. Things have gotten so dark for Justin that he's turned to someone who knows the pain all too well, Britney Spears. After enduring 13 years under the control of her father and management, Britney's been through the fire, and Justin's hoping she can offer the lifeline he so desperately needs. Meanwhile, Hailey? She's vanished from the scene, emotionally and physically, making it clear she's done being his emotional punching bag. So, what really happened behind the scenes? Let's break it down.
Justin Bieber really ate with that because, it's not clocking that he's a dad and a husband. I don't see him that way. I don't think anybody sees him that way. I don't even think his baby sees him that way. His baby looks at him like, bro.
Lately, Hailey Bieber has been almost completely absent from Justin's side, and people are starting to notice. The wedding ring is off, the baby is nowhere in sight. And while Justin spirals publicly, Hailey's out launching new beauty products, attending red carpets, and posting glossy selfies like everything's fine. Behind the filtered photos, though, there's a clear pattern. She's not just stepping back, she's pulling away. Sources close to the couple say Hailey has been emotionally drained for months, quietly distancing herself without making any public statements. There's no dramatic breakup announcement or social media unfollow spree, just silence. And for someone as media savvy as Hailey, that silence says everything. The vibe between them feels manufactured, especially during their rare public outings. Forced smiles, stiff body language, zero chemistry. Even fans are saying, if this is damage control, it's not working. Some believe she's exhausted from playing caretaker. Others say she's done being blamed for his personal struggles. Whatever the reason, Hailey's recent behavior makes one thing clear. She's not trying to save this anymore. She's focused on herself, her brand, and her image, while the man she married looks increasingly lost. And yet the real concern isn't her silence. It's what Justin's been doing in that silence, and because without her grounding presence, his behavior has started to spiral in ways we haven't seen in years.
Did any of you catch this?
Baby, stop provoking me. I'm a real dad, a real husband, a real man. So don't do this to me. I don't know who's paying you to me, provoke me, but I'm not the one.
Justin Bieber isn't just having a rough week, he's showing signs of emotional collapse. The signs are all over his social media. A photo surfaced of him drenched in sweat, face blank, captioned with a single word, detoxing. But from what exactly? He didn't say, and that's what has fans on edge. Some believe he's trying to cleanse his system, maybe from old habits. Others think it's deeper than that, mental fog, burnout, or something even more serious. One thing is clear, his appearance has shifted. He looks tired, disoriented, like someone who's not really present in his own life. And while he's always been honest about his struggles, with substance use, anxiety, and pressure, there's something different now, something darker. Behind the scenes, reports say he's pacing the house, ranting to anyone who'll listen, and feeling like nobody understands him, not even his own wife. He's isolated himself from close friends. His posts have turned chaotic, sometimes cryptic, sometimes just plain sad. It's the kind of behavior fans compare to someone crying for help without knowing how to ask for it. But instead of turning to family or longtime mentors, Justin reached out to someone unexpected, someone who's been through a public breakdown, someone who knows exactly what it feels like to be misunderstood and exploited by the people around you. Because when you're drowning and no one throws a rope, you start looking for someone who already survived the storm.
Justin Bieber is allegedly abusing prescription medication that has been prescribed to him by doctors. And this comes after allegations that he has also been abusing illegal hard substances. Everything in this video is alleged, not confirmation of validity of allegations. The north of the border singer is now abusing the medications he was once prescribed. And again, this is allegedly Justin Bieber. And the related blind item dating back to April reads, this foreign-born former A+ list singer was spotted smoking a substance that rhymes with Seth prior to a very recent performance.
When the pressure became too much and his inner circle grew quiet, Justin Bieber turned to someone who's lived through the kind of fame that doesn't just change you, it breaks you, Britney Spears. It might sound unexpected at first, but for anyone who's followed both their stories, it actually makes perfect sense. Britney has walked through fire. She knows what it feels like to be consumed by a machine that builds you up only to break you down. For over a decade, she was trapped under a conservatorship that took control of her finances, her career, even her body. And now, as Justin faces what may be the lowest point in his adult life, he's reportedly reached out to her. Not for gossip, not for headlines, but for help. Sources say Britney offered him a shoulder when no one else seemed to listen. They've had deep conversations away from cameras, where Justin shared his fears about fame, his frustrations with the people around him, and the crushing feeling that he's being pushed to his breaking point.
Do any of you feel like this looks all too familiar, like the breakdowns out in public, the lashing out against paparazzi? It's looking identical to what happened to Britney Spears right before she was put into her conservatorship. I find it not only interesting how the media is portraying Justin Bieber, but how Justin Bieber is portraying himself. Like how his posts are all over the place on IG and how disrespectful he is of Hailey. So much so that fans are commenting, Hailey has got to be God's strongest warrior. And it kind of has me wondering, do you think the paparazzi could be used to push certain celebrities past a breaking point? Because it seems that many Britney Spears fans believe that she was set up.
Britney didn't try to fix him, she just understood him. That alone made all the difference. And while Britney might not be the image of stability the media wants her to be, she's exactly what Justin needed. Someone who's already survived the darkness he's slipping into. But not everyone sees this new connection as comforting. In fact, some fans think it's a warning sign that Justin is starting to follow a path far too similar to Britney's. And the deeper you look, the more unsettling that comparison becomes. As the world speculates and Hailey stays silent, Justin Bieber seems to be unraveling behind closed doors. Insiders say he's been in a near constant state of emotional distress, pacing, venting, losing sleep. One report described him as being in full panic mode, convinced that no one around him truly understands what he's going through. The tension is more than just mental. Those close to him have noticed sharp mood swings. One moment withdrawn and numb, the next explosive and angry. It's unclear who that anger is aimed at. Hailey, the industry, himself? All we know is that he's battling something big, and it's bleeding into his personal life. On social media, the chaos is starting to show. He recently posted photos of himself smoking with a group of disheveled friends, triggering a wave of concern. "This isn't weed chill vibes anymore," one fan wrote. "This looks like a cry for help." Another photo showed him alone, hunched over, eyes glazed. Nothing staged, nothing filtered, just raw. His followers are worried not just about the weed, but what might be behind
I
it.
might not be a doctor, but I think I am ready to enter my formal diagnosis as to why Justin Bieber has just been a disaster for the past 6 months or so. I don't know how I didn't see it until now, but this is a man in his early 30s who is balding. And this is a guy who became famous because of his full, thick set of hair, his crazy haircut, the Justin Bieber swoop, and now he's going bald. And he doesn't seem very happy in his marriage. And his ex-girlfriend, whom he ended on very shaky terms with, is now happy and engaged to not a great guy, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. I've already said my piece about Benny Blanco, that's not why we're here today. Like, I didn't realize how bad it was. And like, he has the money to, do like a scalp transplant or a hair regrowth, something. I believe he's going through an early midlife crisis, and it was set on by many different things, including the balding. And he changed his social media handle to Lil Bieber, which is different. A rebrand due to an early midlife crisis. And I hear the way that he's beginning to post on social media, like the texts that he's posting and stuff, it's giving me deja vu. It's giving me the beginning of the Kanye crash out, and I just really hope that Hailey Bieber's doing whatever she needs to do to ensure her and her son's safety.
Justin's admitted in the past to experimenting with much heavier substances at a young age. Pills, lean, mushrooms. He once said he felt like he was dying before he finally stopped. Now with the word detox and images of him drenched in sweat, many are wondering, is history repeating itself? And if it is, who's really looking out for him? Because in the middle of all this chaos, a darker theory is starting to spread. One that suggests Justin might not be spiraling on his own, but being pushed. As Justin's mental state becomes more fragile and Hailey's silence grows louder, a wave of conspiracy theories has exploded online. And one of the most unsettling ideas gaining traction? That Hailey isn't just distancing herself, she's managing him. Across Reddit threads, Twitter posts, and fan pages, people are calling Hailey Bieber a handler, not a wife. The theory claims that Justin, like other young stars before him, is being controlled behind the scenes, emotionally, mentally, and maybe even financially. The cold public appearances, the absence of genuine affection, the way she shifts attention back to her brand whenever his image takes a hit. It all feels calculated to some, not random, not innocent. Some fans even speculate that Justin's reaching out to Britney wasn't just a coincidence. It was a red flag. Britney, after all, spent over a decade locked under a conservatorship, controlled by people who claim to have her best interests at heart. Now, those same patterns, isolation, public instability, emotional collapse, are showing up in Justin's life. Of course, there's no proof, just whispers. But the timing is hard to ignore. Justin's once close circle has gone quiet. Hailey looks like she's preparing for something, maybe a separation, maybe a bigger move. And in the middle of it all, Justin looks increasingly lost and disconnected. But if control is part of the problem, it might not just be Hailey that triggered this spiral. Because according to some, the real emotional tipping point started the moment Justin saw two people from his past come together in a way he never saw coming. For all the chaos surrounding Justin Bieber right now, the strained marriage, the mental health struggles, the online speculation, there's one moment fans keep pointing to as the quiet trigger behind it all. The day he found out that Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco were officially together.
Justin Bieber claps back at Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco for the alleged songs written about him and Hailey in her new album, I Said I Love You First.
To most, it was just another celebrity headline. But for Justin, it may have felt like something much deeper and more personal. Benny wasn't just a music producer. He was a longtime friend, someone Justin trusted in the industry. And Selena? That name still carries weight, no matter how long ago their relationship ended. Seeing them publicly happy, connected, and moving forward together might have hit Justin in a way no one expected. And it's not about wanting Selena back, and that's not what this is. It's about the emotional whiplash of watching two people from your past, one you loved, one you trusted, create a future you're no longer part of. It's betrayal on two levels. And for someone already struggling with identity, purpose, and control, it may have been enough to send everything over the edge. In the weeks following their reveal, Justin's behavior noticeably shifted. Less engagement with fans, fewer music updates, more erratic posts. Insiders say he's become more withdrawn, less focused, and increasingly nostalgic, constantly reflecting on what used to be. And while he's been unraveling, Hailey's been ramping up her public image. But what she just released as part of her beauty brand didn't exactly calm the storm. It made things worse. While Justin's been spiraling in private, Hailey has been loudly promoting her next big launch, and it's raising eyebrows for all the wrong reasons. Instead of showing support for her husband during what seems like one of the darkest phases of his life, she dropped a new product from her beauty brand, Rhode, a lip gloss holder worn like body jewelry. But that's not what got people talking. The design instantly triggered backlash online, with people calling it tone-deaf, strange, and even a tampon chain. Some went further, accusing her of cultural appropriation, pointing out that the chain resembled traditional waist adornments from African and Middle Eastern cultures, now rebranded to carry lip gloss. The internet, as expected, didn't hold back. Meanwhile, her marketing stayed flawless. Styled shoots, influencer kits, sleek videos, all perfectly curated. But for critics, that's exactly the problem. While Justin looks mentally and emotionally checked out, Hailey's pushing product launches like it's business as usual. There's a growing sense that she's using this moment, his moment of vulnerability, to distract the public with PR gloss and fashion-forward noise. Some fans even suspect that the launch was deliberately timed, not just to shift attention from Justin's downward spiral, but to reclaim her own narrative as a boss woman in control, unfazed by the rumors of marital trouble. But no amount of product placement can mask what's really going on, especially when reports are now suggesting something truly unexpected, that the couple, in the middle of all this, might actually be planning to bring another child into the chaos. As the rumors of emotional distance, breakdowns, and silent treatment swirl, one report dropped that left fans genuinely stunned. Justin and Hailey are allegedly planning baby number 2, less than a year after welcoming their first child. Whispers from close sources claim the couple is already discussing expanding their family. On the surface, it sounds like a hopeful update, but given everything happening behind the scenes, it feels more confusing than heartwarming. Hailey reportedly adores being a mom, but insiders also revealed that her first birth experience was traumatic. including a serious postpartum hemorrhage. Despite that, she supposedly wants more kids sooner than later. But many are asking the obvious. Why now? Justin's mental health is visibly deteriorating. Their relationship feels shaky at best. Even fans who usually support them are calling it bad timing and dangerously impulsive. Some believe this baby talk is more about reputation rehab than family planning. Public tension between them, launch a family headline. Divorce rumors flaring up, leak a story about baby names and future plans. But if there's any truth to it, the implications are heavy. Because bringing another child into this situation doesn't fix anything. It complicates everything. Especially when the people involved still seem like they're on two different planets. One unraveling, one rebranding. And if that disconnect keeps growing, this might not just be a rough patch. It might be the beginning of something much harder to come back from. From the outside, Justin and Hailey Bieber's life might still look picture perfect. Luxury homes, designer launches, and curated Instagram posts. But when you strip away the filters and staged smiles, the cracks are impossible to ignore. Justin isn't just struggling, he's unraveling. And the silence around him is starting to feel less like support and more like abandonment. Whether it's the distance in his marriage, the resurfacing of old habits, or the eerie parallels to Britney Spears' darkest years, everything points to a man who's been carrying too much for too long and finally dropping it all at once. And while Britney may understand him in ways others can't, even she can't save him from what's happening behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Hailey continues to push forward, launching products, dodging headlines, and refusing to address the growing wave of concern surrounding her husband. Maybe it's self-preservation, maybe it's detachment. Either way, it's not the image of unity fans once believed in. So the question now isn't whether Justin is okay. It's whether anyone around him is really paying attention, because this doesn't look like a rough patch. It looks like a warning. And if no one steps in soon, not a brand, not a post, but a real person. The next chapter in Justin's story might not be about music, marriage, or redemption. It might be about how fame breaks people in silence, until there's nothing left to break.